We have a chunky piece of keratin coming out this patient's ear canal, guys. This was a really fun one to do. This is actually my patient. My name is Rhys. I'm one of the audiologists here at Audiology Associates. And what we've got here is just a really thick keratin plug. Now, if you're new to the channel, you don't know, well, what is a keratin plug and why is it in somebody's ear canal? A keratin plug is basically where the skin should migrate out of the ear canal really easily, and basically comes off the eardrum, and that's what forms your ear canal wall skin and moves to the outer part of the ear. Now, as it does so, it dehydrates a little bit, and most of the time it'll break away then at the entrance to the canal and fall out. Now, this particular patient has a little bit of difficulty with this epithelial migration, this movement of skin. So the skin stays in place and hardens. And I mean, when I say it hardens, it is like leather. It is so tough. But what it usually tends to do is forms a really good, almost cast of the ear canal. So imagine all the skin, instead of migrating out, hardening layer upon layer upon layer. And what we end up with then is this really big old plug. Now, I'm using the crocodile forceps to try and pull this out, but you imagine this is attached all the way around the ear canal, right down over the eardrum as well. So I'm really having to work this plug to get it out because it doesn't want to let go. Now you can see me moving the outside edge here, giving this a lot of wiggle, just breaking these front entrance pieces down. But as we look in, you can tell further back, we've just got this really thick skin layer with this white, softer layer, fresher skin underneath. So this is the kind of newer formed skin, and it forms up in these layers, a bit like pastry when they fold it over, like, you know, like a flaky pastry, that kind of thing, but really tough old stuff. Now the patient feels lots of pulling, there's no pain in there. He's always really good. He has to come through and get this done. He's on average about every 6 months. It gets to this kind of stage, and then it gets really blocked up. He can't hear particularly well and comes along to clinic. Now I've got a good grip here, and look at this coming out. Look at that. That is almost a complete cast of the ear canal there. All this kind of fresher skin you can see got pulled along with it here, so we'll get those bits out. And most of the time, which is a bit more unusual today, most of the time you'll get this lovely kind of clear looking eardrum, but you can see this white debris left in here. Now these are these sluffy, softer bits of surface layer skin that have been trapped under that really hard layer in there, and this is all starting to come out really well. But it looks like we might have to peel some of this off the eardrum. It's never going to look completely sort of tidy. We won't get rid of all the debris in here because some of this still hangs on to the really kind of very fresh skin underneath. We don't want to run the risk of getting a bleed in here if we try and peel those off. But we are going to need to clear this eardrum because you can see this white film over the top of this eardrum. So we're going to try and get as much of this off as we possibly can. And this is why the patient has so much difficulty with their hearing when they get this buildup. But take a look at this. I think this is the bit where it starts to peel, and you'll start to see the eardrum underneath. So I'm being very cautious here. There we are. Can you see that eardrum under there? All those little blood vessels coming to the surface of the eardrum, and we're just going to peel this section off. And if my memory serves me right, as it peels, it starts to bring everything down the ear canal as well. There you go. Just starting to see, there we are. Take a look at this coming away. And this is why I love these so much. These sort of skin peels that we get on there are always one of my favorite things to do. But look at that, revealing. It's almost like unwrapping the eardrum. It's this kind of big reveal at the end, and there's the eardrum coming through. But just getting all these pieces off the side. There we are. And this what I'm taking away is very flexible, floppy kind of skin, and it's very prone to tearing when you start to peel it away as well, just because it loses some of that structure. It's quite soft, it's quite almost like over moisturized underneath that main layer where you've got, you know, sweat, oil being produced underneath, and it's just all soaking into this layer of skin. This is where it becomes a little bit tougher. You can, ooh, nice peel. Just peeled off the right hand side of the eardrum there, but it gets a little bit tougher at this point because now we've cleared the eardrum, which is great. But look how all this forms inside the canal wall, and you'll see me try and pull a few of these pieces, and it just won't let go underneath, unfortunately. And that's because it's still really firmly attached to that very fresh skin underneath. So I try and clear as much of it as we possibly can. Looks like it's just blocked the suction maybe a little bit there. Oh no, we still got a little bit of suction. You can see I'm just trying to peel these edge pieces away. Just really kind of getting a little bit of tidy up going. We won't take any more off the eardrum now. We'll just see if any of this is free enough that it's going to come away on the canal wall without causing any issues. And you'll see these little tiny pieces are lifting up, but a lot of this is just not going to clear. And we know that this patient is going to be back within 6 months with exactly the same problem again. I'm just trying to see if I can peel that top surface layer there, but it doesn't want to give, unfortunately. I'm having a look at this bottom section here, just see if we can get this going. Don't forget, guys, this is a compilation video and there are 2 more people coming up in this compilation video, so keep your eyes peeled for those. They'll be up in a second. Ooh. Trying to get these little flaps of skin on the top section. You're trying to get these peeled away. Oh, it's peeling, it's getting there. Nearly. I'm just thinking it's just gonna have another little go, but I don't think this is gonna go. Let's just double check. And a lot of the time, don't forget, this is the really sensitive part of the ear, so you can't be gung-ho with this. You've got to be really gentle, really methodical about this. And what I'm doing is just gently popping the suction tube on, very little pressure against that canal wall, but just popping the suction tube on just to see if anything comes away cleanly. But I think that's as much as we're going to get. So this is what we removed. So we've got 1 inch and 7/8 there, guys. But look at that block at that inch mark. That was the main bulk of the plug. And those other little bits around the outside edge are pieces that came along. So stay tuned, guys, for another video coming up next. Got a blink and you'll miss it one coming up from Katie, guys, so keep your eyes peeled on this one. Basically, very, very blocked ear canal, and Katie used a combination of irrigation and microsuction. So she's actually irrigated this already, and you can see it's broken some of the wax down, and we've got this kind of slightly looser plug now where it's been broken away. Nice, that came out really, really well. And eardrum looks good. Let's see if we've got a ruler shot at the end as well. I think a little bit of suction on this, right, there you go. Just that last little bit on the right-hand side there. And that's looking a lot better now. Patient, I'd imagine, hearing a lot better after that. Bit more of an unusual in this one, guys, because the patient didn't have any hearing problems when they came along to clinic, but what they did have was some irritation inside the ear, and we can see why. We've got this really hard piece of wax that's wedged into the bottom of the canal there, pressing against opposing canal walls on the other side as well. And what's happening here is every time that patient's jaw was moving, they were feeling there was something in the ear, just getting this kind of irritation inside the ear, and that's exactly what was going on here. Now the other ear is exactly the same. So let's take a look in this one as well. Just have a look at the eardrum first of all, looking nice and clear and healthy. And the other side, here you go, is looking exactly the same. So we're just going to suction this last little section out here. So let's give this a little bit of a wiggle. Guys, don't forget, if you are enjoying the videos, you can always like, heart, share, follow, and subscribe for me. That would be absolutely fantastic if you don't mind doing those things. If you really like the videos, we've also got 2 membership options you can check out as well, where you get more videos every single week. So make sure you stay tuned for those. Don't forget, we've got a members only live coming up for Waxaholic members. And that is coming up at the end of August. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It's your chance to ask me and the lovely Miss Taylor Green any questions you want to know as well. But this is coming away absolutely fantastically well. There you go, a lot easier. Sometimes they can really hang on to those canal wall sides there, but it came away absolutely fantastically. And we have 5/8 of an inch, 1.5 centimeters worth of wax. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching that video today. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did voicing it over. And until next time, guys, as always, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. And I'll see you again soon. Bye, everybody.